So we're going to be talking about cancellation of removal. If you've been in the United States for at least 10 years, then you might be eligible for cancellation of removal. There are 3 requirements. We're going to go through each one, but the basic thing is 10 years of physical presence, okay? Now, how do you count the 10 years of physical presence? If you at any point in time were asked to appear in immigration court, that might cut your physical presence, okay? You need to go to a lawyer to evaluate that. But if you've never been asked to appear in immigration court and you've been in the US for 10 years, then this is likely an option for you. You do have to prove that you've been here that 10 years though. So utility bills, leases, even if you just rented a room from somebody, if they can write a letter saying that you rented a room or you have any receipts showing where you paid for your room, school records, medical records, if you have any receipts where you sent money home, you need those to cover at least, one document per year. More if you have them. If you file your taxes, that's even better, to prove that you have that 10 years worth of physical presence, okay? Number 2, you have to show that a U.S. citizen or resident immediate family member, a child under 18, or one of your parents is going to suffer an extreme and unusual hardship if you are not able to remain in the United States. What does that mean? What does that look like? It could be that they suffer from a medical condition. It could be that they suffer from a mental health condition. It could be that they are exceptional in some area. And I'll give you a few examples. One is going to be if you have a child that has a diagnosis of cancer, of spina bifida. It could even be something like asthma, but if it interferes with their life and it would be even worse and hard to treat in home country, and you show evidence of that, letter from the doctors from both countries, for example, then that's going to be very helpful. Also, if the terrain of the environment you would be moving into is not conducive to the child, so the child is in a wheelchair or the child used some kind of walking aid, and the terrain of your home country is not one that is going to be, and the area that you live in is not going to be conducive to that child being able to get around, or they're not going to have educational opportunities, things like that. It doesn't always have to be an issue on the handicapped disabled side either. If you have a child that has qualified for exceptional classes, they're in honors classes, they're making all A's, they're taking different language courses in addition to their home language, then they're going to be able to show that they would be exceptionally impacted as well. You just have to show that the child or the parent is going to be placed in a position that is different or more extreme than those people who are in the same situation, okay? It can't just be, it would be difficult on them because of the anxiety. You have to show something that's more than what somebody else would experience in that time. Tyler, it's fine if you don't care. I'm here for the people who do want to know about cancellation of removal. All right, so the last requirement is going to be that you show that you have good moral character, okay? So even if you do have some criminal activity, if you can show that you complied with the requirements of that criminal activity and that you've changed since then, involvement in your community, for example, or if you've had some classes that were required for anger management or substance abuse, whatever the issue, the criminal issue was, then you can show that you've rehabbed from that and you'd be able to establish good moral character, okay? You also need to be prepared to answer questions about it when you're in court. So if the judge or the other attorney, the prosecuting attorney, is asking you questions about the past criminal activity, you don't want to get belligerent, you don't want to get angry, you just want to answer the questions positively and simply to show that you have been able to accept responsibility for what happened and that you have changed, okay? So those are the 3 requirements to get cancellation of removal, which would allow for you to get a green card / residency in the United States. I'll review them again. First one is 10 years of physical presence. The second one is hardship to your either U.S. citizen or lawful resident child or parent. And the third one is good moral character. If you have any questions about that, you can leave them below and I'll answer them. If it's a personal, private matter that you'd like to discuss, then you can use the link in bio to schedule a private consultation. Our first consultations are free. If it's going to be your second consultation, we do charge a $50 fee. All right, thank you so much, and everybody have a great day.